All right. Well, welcome everyone tonight to our presentation. It will not be a full business presentation tonight because we are absolutely in the middle of uh, so many big additions to our system and a little bit of change in the way our system is structured. So I want to bring everybody in on all of that tonight, introduce myself to all of you. Um, it seems like I haven't seen some of you in a week or two here. I am Shelley Barnaby. You all know me as the leader of the Phoenix Rising team, really the one that brought the TMN token project to all of you. And so let me officially introduce myself tonight to you, if you haven't heard already, also as the Chief Operations Officer for the Aslande company. And what does that mean? So Aslande, it will encompass all of what we've been working on up until now and some new exciting things going forward. We really are truly a 21st century ecosystem, bringing transparency, solution, and acceleration of your wealth into the 21st century. So I want to talk to you about. So this presentation may not be completely set in stone yet. Let us know what you think of the look of the new logo, some things like that. But the things that I wanted to bring to the forefront tonight is to talk about these things, about the transparency, about the solutions, about the ways that we can accelerate into the future everybody's wealth. So with no further ado, oh, here's another, I'm just showing you two things that we're playing with. I still have a couple different backgrounds, a couple different ways we're going to use the logo, but I'm interested with all of you, our business partners that we've already partnered with. So I would love to hear your feedback on some things too. So that said, let's talk a little bit about the structure. Some of you have seen all of these things. Oh, interesting. I have those coming in together. So I'm just going to pull all those in at once. So for those of you who have not been part of our some of our most recent updates, if that blue card at the top, I think you can tell in the middle of that, you will see a 1 gram 4 nines, the same kind of gold that many of you have been on teams with me over the last 8 years. A lot of you are still interested in having small denomination physical gold available to you, not only available, in the long run, but available to have shipped to you. Some people want to hold physical gold. However, we also want to make sure that you have the opportunity to do so at a competitive price point. And how about for those of you that choose to also be business partners, a 1 gram gold product that allows you also to receive some direct compensation. Whether that turns out to be, so tonight we're going to talk about what's coming. I need everybody on their honor. You can't hold me to specific details tonight because some of these things are still in the works, are still being worked out on a day-to-day basis for us. And that's the transparency part. We want to provide you with total transparency in what you as customers and you as business partners are going to receive. And so what that means for me tonight is that I have to say to you, still in the works, still working it out exactly. What I can tell you for sure is that we have a contract with Nadir, who is the same, this company that provided the physical gold for many of you that have worked with us in the past. It has taken many, many months to secure that contract with that company, to know that we would have LBMA gold for these cards, and exactly how they're going to be shipped. They will be shipped from the United States. I'm going to let you know that right now. So that is something new for many of you, but it also means it might not be immediate delivery, but we are planning an automatic gold savings program. We're planning a lot of ways for people to be able to get 1 gram gold and possibly other metals in the future in that same kind of format. Okay, so just so you can understand a little bit the structure, Aslande is a US company. Centric Metals is basically owned by Aslande. Uh, so that is definitely true. Aslande also now has total US control, I guess is the right word, but um, we are in charge of the TMN token project now here in the United States. And I think that that gives us a lot of exciting things going forward. It gives us the opportunity to make sure that everything within the token project is completely like that we have the right legal things in place for that ICO to go forward in the United States. Again, with the transparency, right? Many of us have been through a project that, whether it was intentional or whether it was just the way it was, we sometimes ask questions and we didn't get full answers to those things. And so that's why within Aslande here, we've chosen to take over the marketing side. Not that we are doing the marketing, but we're in charge of the marketing plan. We're in charge of the financial side to make sure that everything gets totally done with an overseeing CPA who is not directly part of the people at the top of the company. I don't know, like for some of you, the thing that's a little bit tricky about a token project or anytime you're working with metals or money or anything like that is that you always want a system of extreme checks and balances, right? Um, when So you want a team that works together, and at the same time, you want some things put into that structure and into that system so that nobody is ever surprised about where the money is or how it's working in a certain system. And so for those of you that know me pretty well, you know like how important that is to me, that the system itself, nobody can get in there and mess around with that system. Nothing can go missing. No tokens can go missing. There isn't somebody who has access to information that shouldn't have that access. And at the same time, even for those people who are operating at the top of the company, whether it's the CEO, the COO, whether it's the IT team, it always has to be structured in such a way that it is the utmost professionalism and nobody has the opportunity to have their fingers in the pie, so to speak. So I hope that that makes sense to you, that what we're doing with this restructuring has nothing to do with nothing inappropriate in any way happened within the company, but we saw the opportunity to put it together and to lay it out in such a way for the long term to prevent any of that from ever happening. Like to me, the best way that you solve a future challenge is to set it up so that it can never happen. And so that's what we have done with the TMN structure. A lot of you are experiencing, we're working through any technical issues that have been there. And you all have the opportunity. Lorraine has done a great job of bringing everybody up to speed on this, but we are in the final stages. If you have been waiting to get your TMN in the pre-sale, now's your chance, because it's still that $500 minimum, yes, but with a 10% bonus. So the minute that we announce the white paper release, then that's going to be the end of the 10%. When that white paper is released, the 10% bonus will end in about 48 hours after that release of the white paper. Everyone who has purchased TMN token up to that point will receive what they bought, and they'll get the 10% bonus. Okay, everybody's going to get it all at once. And then we'll also get the release with the white paper of the date that the ICO will begin. And when that begins, then that minimum goes down to $50, but obviously the price goes up to the 10% or the 10 cents. So the other great thing about the way we're structured now is that Aslande has so all of you know from watching the TMN presentations numerous times, within the TMN coin shop, one thing that your TMN token will be able to do is to purchase baskets from EMH, who has rare earth and technology metals, from EM Global, who holds precious metals in those larger quantities, right? Now we'll have centric metals. Centric precious metals will be the 1 gram cards. EM Global offers people the opportunity to get metals baskets that include gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and those baskets from EMH, EM Global, and Red Cave are all going to be available in the TMN coin shop. In addition, however, anyone who chooses to join us through Aslande has the chance as a business partner to also market long-term metal purchases through EMH, through EM Global, and we're still working out the Red Cave possibilities there, okay? So you can definitely do the Red Cave oil and gas through the coin shop, but through Aslande, you can also get rare earth and technology metals, and through EM Global, the precious metals, but people can do that on a long-term basis. They can have a 10, 20, or 30-year contract. Like, let's say it's somebody who knows they are, they're young, they know they want to save in gold, or they know they want to have a balance of metals or a balance in the rare earth. When I say this is a complete ecosystem, that's what we're going to offer here. You're going to see a presentation. I am really, cross my fingers, by next Thursday, this background, these products, and what I want to bring to people. Let me show you maybe this next slide and give you kind of a chance to see. We're going to talk about like the whole products, right? We're going to talk about what we've been doing for the last 8 years. I'm going to build up for people a presentation that talks about, number one, you need to protect yourself from a declining dollar, whether that's a US dollar or whether our customers live anywhere in the world. We are the North American provider for EMH, EM Global, that's true. But at the same time, we can continue to offer all of our products to anyone, anywhere in the world. So you can still bring in business, even though we talk about being the North American provider, we have the North American contract. I want to be really clear right out of the gate. You can bring in customers anywhere in the world and they can purchase all of our products, okay? So through Aslande, we have the chance to say to people, listen, you need to protect yourself from a declining dollar. What is the best long-term, like over time in history, what do we see protects people from a declining dollar? What protects them when we fall into periods of huge inflation? Precious metals. So now they have a choice. In that base of precious metals, they can choose 1 gram gold cards with Centric. They can choose a long-term precious metals savings program through EM Global. Okay. And if you want to offer that EM Global, you can sign a contract and be one of, remember when I was doing all of the TMN, when we would list the companies behind TMN who was backing them, and we looked at the sales agents for EMH and EM Global, and that they had 400 business partners. Well, now we have the chance to be business partners with them. You can be part of those business partners through this US counterpart. Okay, so get with the person who sponsored you. You can sign a contract. It can be a totally different stream of income for you beyond what we've done with TMN. There's some amazing long-term incentives for those people. And so the really amazing thing is that, you know what I love most about what we're doing? And it's a little tricky to bring out a very simple presentation for all of you, but I think what ultimately this presentation is going to show you is how much freedom you have. Freedom to start at that base in products of precious metals, and then to stack on top the rare earth and technology metals. As we go up the steps, we have things that are a little bit more, have higher rates of growth, right? And in any kind of investment opportunity, what do you have with higher rates of growth? It's typically less stable. If people are asking you for something that's totally stable over time, that has historically been gold. You can look at the way it has performed. You can look at the way those metals perform. They are a hedge against inflation. That's what they are. You don't get the same kind of growth in precious metals as you're going to see with growth with the rare earth and technology metals, with what you're going to see when people do crypto projects. But the beauty of this is that people can decide for themselves where they are in their savings journey and how much risk they want to tolerate, where they want to be. So they can build up that whole platform, and they can move between things within our ecosystem. Same thing for you as business partners. Maybe you're somebody who is so excited about the rare earth and technology metals. You can go out and just promote that piece. You can promote the precious metals piece. You can promote the TMN piece. You can promote all of those. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have, well, I should say Jim. When I say me, I mean Jim. So Jim is the one who is the business partner with EMH and EM Global. But you can bet that even though I'm working now in the operating officer capacity, if I meet people, I'm going to send them to him. I'm going to say, you have to take a look at what we have to offer here. You have to take a look at what's available through this company, because that's the amazing thing, because within all of our products, within the 1 gram gold cards, and we have other things coming, you guys. I have to really transparency, right? But I want to be very, very strategic about it, in the sense that no more announcing things that aren't ready yet. I may hint at things from time to time because it's things that we're working on. And even these things that you're seeing today, you have to understand, like this Centric Metals project, this has been in the works for a very long time, with active contract negotiations for many, many months, even before we ever began the TMN project. So even though you may not know all the details, can you know that we have been in the works with this for a very long time, putting these things in place? As soon as we knew we were part of a project that we believed wholeheartedly in the vision of everything that we've been working on for 8 years. An amazing vision, right? But when you see things that are going on, or you believe in a vision, but you no longer see that it's moving as quickly, or moving the way that it could be moving, well, then you look around you and you see other people that believe in that vision, and you say, how could we do this better? What could we do to bring this to the people who believe in this vision? So that's what we've done. That's what we're putting in place. We're not trying to be in competition with anybody, but we're trying to say that if we can get it going faster, then that's what we're going to do. We see the potential for exactly what we've been building with TMN, and we're going to add some things to it. Okay, so nothing has changed, except you saw the announcement. Alex has some health issues. I was really pleased to get a chance to work a little bit with Sadat Demir today and have a chance to see how quickly he's getting acclimated within the system, putting some things in place. We're going to have some even better things than what we have so far. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. This is not our long-term professional site for Aslande, but we are putting together something so that you all understand how these relationships work, how what we want to have in the long term. Our vision is to have one site to rule them all, right? One place for you as business partners to go, because we know what has happened when people go out looking to check into companies that are located in other countries. Sometimes search engines just don't find the right thing. They don't find the right place. They find it in an obsolete site, all that sort of thing. So we're working on getting all of these in one place for you so that you can more carefully market to the people who you're working with, so they can look at what's the information behind EMH, what's the information, and we will have presentations. We'll have one overarching presentation that shows all the opportunities, and then we'll have more in-depth presentations. Let's say you have somebody just interested in precious metals, just interested in rare earth and technology metals. And you will all have a training platform for all of these things as well. And one thing that I think is amazing that you see a little bit of a hint of it here, and let me see if I've got it, what I've got on the next slide for you. I might not have put it up. You saw the announcement today, our partnership with AmazX, and they will be working to bring TMN very strategically into the crypto community, and that contract now is completely signed, sealed, delivered, taken care of. We have a plan in place on exactly how they're going to bring it to the marketplace. That's a very exciting thing. You can feel free to check them out. They do have a website. You can see some of the projects that they've worked on. So we have more partnerships like this in the works. I'm not going to put all of them up there. I will tell you about one other company that is in the same way that Centric Precious Metals is part of Aslande. There is another company that is a part of Aslande, and it's called the Acceleration Performance Platform. So many of you have seen, for those of you that went into the income incentive pool program, at the end of the month, there were some things that we just didn't love about the way it performed. Okay, like some of the back office things, some of those issues. A lot of you have still been waiting for the payout on that to be able to add to it. It had some glitchy things. Okay. So again, Aslande within the US, we have created a partnership and have taken over that platform, which again, we want that to be handled by an outside CPA who is managing all of the funds for you, so that we can be absolutely certain that those funds are secured. And more details are coming very soon of exactly how you're going to be able to move from that income incentive pool platform into our accelerated performance platform. But I promise you, you're going to really like what you see there. You're going to like what you see on returns. You're going to like what you see. I'm very impressed. I think we have some really amazing opportunities there. And that, here's the other thing. So I know you're all waiting, right? You've all been waiting and chomping at the bit about some of those things. And I understand that, absolutely. But can you give us the chance to know that I don't want to bring anything to you as a leader? We do not want to bring anything to you that isn't truly tested. Okay, so when I have this here, transparency and solutions and acceleration, we want to accelerate your income. Whether you're just partnering with us to get our products and save, whether you're partnering with us as a business partner, we want you to have a massive acceleration in your income. But with all transparency, we want to make sure that those are solutions that are tried and true and safe for you. And so what we do is make sure we've tried everything out first, So when things move slow, you can be assured that the reason things sometimes seem like they're moving slow is that we don't want to practice on anything with your money. We're going to practice with our skin in the game first, so that we're bringing to you only partnerships that we know are trustworthy. And that's what we have been doing. That's what we have going on behind the scenes and in the works. And I want all of you to know as well that we are working on some hold on, I have to confirm with Jim on something that I want to share with you, and I just have to be sure that I'm okay to do that. Can you guys give me that for 1 second? In the meantime, feel free to start throwing up a couple questions in the chat or any response you have so far, and just give me 1 second. I'll be right. Okay, I'm gonna very carefully, Jim's shaking his head, and I'm gonna very carefully share a little bit more so that you know what direction we're going in. Some of you have previous purchases with previous companies of technology items that maybe weren't as functional or operational as what you thought they would be, right? So I want to direct all of you that for now, can you just hold those things, okay? Just hang on to them and don't give up, okay? I want you to know that behind the scenes, even though I don't have details to release to you yet, that we are working on anything you've ever been promised, whether it was by us or whether it was by someone else. We're working in partnership with some other technology giants in the world to provide solutions for those things to you, okay? And so just hold on to what you have. Stay tuned, stick with us, lock arms. We're going to get you all paid here with direct payments for physical gold. Some of those might be paid in gold, some might be paid in Bitcoin, some things might be paid, I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to work out. I will tell you this, we're looking for long-term solutions for automatic savings programs where you get paid month after month after month. We're looking at systems within our new accelerated performance platform. Instead of it being like a pool where you had to qualify, you know how with the income incentive pool, you had to reach the next pool to qualify for a payout, reach the next pool. With our accelerated performance platform, you are going to get a percentage of everything that goes into that you bring into that when you sponsor other people into that. And at the same time, as that amount grows, your income will grow as well. Okay, that seems like the fair and right way to do it. We're creating payment systems for you that reward you for your diligence in continuing to grow our ecosystem, that reward you upfront for every single sale you make. You don't have to earn your way to a level necessarily. We want to make sure you're getting an income for all of your efforts, and that as you double down and you increase your efforts and you do grow a bigger team, that you're equally rewarded for that. And finally, hmm, what's that about how we're doing that? Wait a minute, what's that, Jim? What's the cost of their, what do they have to do? Um, there are no packages. You guys get, like, every day I remind myself that no matter what, everything you bring it now, you all, here's where it gets tricky, right? All of you have to turn me into somebody who proves something in this industry that people say can't be done. What do people keep telling me can't be done? People won't build a team if they don't have enough skin in the game. That's what people keep telling me. And what I want to believe and what I want to show the whole world is that that skin in the game can come from you putting into your own savings first. Now, I agree. Guess what? If you don't want to save in gold, if you don't want to save in rare earth and technology, if you aren't getting TMN, if you're not putting money into the platform, into the acceleration platform, that is probably true. Because why would your friends, why would your family, why would those people do anything that you wouldn't do? That's why there's been a little lull here, because I can't ask you guys to put any of this in if I haven't done it, if we haven't done it. So that's what we've been doing. We've been putting our money where our mouth is. We've been trying it out. We've been testing the system. And then I went to the top leaders and said, let's start doing this. Let's start building this ourselves. Because that's how you build a grassroots organization. We're saying to you, we have skin in the game. Now let's build your savings instead of having you buy a package. I want you to start covering your own self, building a firm foundation, starting with the most stable assets and moving up that growth ladder yourselves, and then start bringing other people into the same. Okay? Because I truly believe that take that, some of these packages in other businesses can be anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s. Many people in here have paid over $10,000 for a package before. Now I'm saying take those hundreds, take those thousands, take your savings and put it into your own growth acceleration, and then teach your friends to do the same. All right? Have your family do the same. I would never bring you into products that I would not offer to my friends, to my family, to my grown children. Okay? They're young, starting their families. If I can't find a savings vehicle that I would offer to them to take their sliver of income and have it grow, then I can't offer it to you too. I love that what Lorraine said, contributing to our own portfolio it's totally different than buying a package. It means that no matter what happens, whether you're somebody that loves to grow a team or grow a business or not, what did you contribute to? You didn't contribute to a package. You contributed to your own portfolio, and you move down the road and say, sales just doesn't happen to be for me. You know what I believe? We may have far smaller teams, because I'm not in the business of selling packages. I'm in the business of changing people's financial destiny. That's what we're here to do with people, is to bring them out of a poverty mindset, to bring them out of this mindset and instead build a firm, solid foundation into the future. So all of you are not here by accident. You're here because you are attracted to doing that same thing with us, or you need to do that for yourselves first. So I hope you like the little taste of what's coming. And if you are not already signed up as a business partner to partner and be with EMH and EM Global, please get back with your sponsor and they'll move up to their leader and we'll get you set up with that, because that's something where they send out the contracts and you have something to sign saying that you're going to represent There's so much training coming down in the future. Like if you're somebody right now who says, how can I talk about tech metals? I don't know anything about strategic assets. You can see I'm moving away from the sales piece and moving into the place where I'm going to make sure things with the businesses are moving forward and that I'm available to train all of you to go out and be the marketing arm of everything that Aslan's offering now and into the future as well. So there are lots of things coming, and know that we have you covered with the education piece and with things in the future that when they line up with our philosophy, we will bring them into this ecosystem. We are doing it in a very careful way so that each one, you can see Centric Metals is technically a separate business, right? The same is true of our platform. What that does is that same thing that I talked about to you before. If each board is a little different, if each piece is handled by a slightly different team to make sure that everything financial is always protected, and also that if anything were to happen to any one of those businesses, if anything doesn't really pan out, the whole thing is completely protected within the structure to be individual pieces so that we can always add to or subtract from and make sure that all of the pieces of the ecosystem are safe, solid, and continuing to work and move forward. As you know, because look at what we've seen in the last couple of years. Things can change, the business climate can change. So what you have with the Aslan team are people with decades and decades of experience in business that are putting together an ecosystem that we know can thrive, and where you can thrive as independent agents. Really, well, agents might not be quite the right word, but independent business partners. So what you choose to do with this is truly up to you. You have all of the freedom to promote these products in the way that you see fit to do so. And if you don't know how to do that, then you absolutely get to lean in and we'll train you and help you to build that. But I would say it's a lot more like people who are building a residual income um, with their own sales organization. So this is absolutely your chance to do it your way, but to do it with all the support that you need um, through us. So with that said, I am going to just stop my screen share. Well, let's see. I probably will leave this up, but I am going to stop the recording. But I will take your questions. Okay, that's always my policy with things, is that uh, we record for people that can't be here, but if you have questions, that's the bonus in being live, is that you get to get your questions answered. So I'm just going to stop this and look forward to a week from now. Hopefully we'll have a complete presentation that you'll have a chance to, or a more complete presentation that you'll get to start bringing your guests to as well.